All right, guys, we're here and we're going to be doing a removal and installation. The unit that's coming out is a Whirlpool, and the unit that's going in is a Samsung Bespoke. So to remove the old unit, you want to start with first removing the doors, both of them, and be careful you don't drop it. And the next thing you're going to do is remove the mounting screws. They're usually Phillips. Once those are removed, make sure you either have a lot of help. Go ahead and disconnect your wire. You're going to have a breaker type of box above the unit. Make sure that is free. Sometimes you do need to pull the oven out just a little bit to gain access to the wires. Right there. So once you gain access to the wire, Phillips screw, loosen it, twist it, and you can remove the wire nuts. Make sure you remove the power, turn the breaker off before you do any work. So we're up here, and this is it's hardwired in, so you do have to remove all the hardware holding the wire. Now yours may be different, but it's what it is. And remove the wire nuts, double check and make sure power's off. And at the end of that harness or that cable, you're going to have a nut. You must remove the nut, and then you're able to fully extract it before you can fully extract the wall unit. I'm moving fast, so it's pretty much straightforward. You're going to have red and black, meaning both coming from the house and one coming from the unit, and you would connect those together. Make sure you tighten them. This is on the installation side. All right, so the unit is out. Now make sure you have a lot of protection to protect your floor. Now the new unit, it's a beautiful Samsung unit. I will say they have done a good job on this one. Hopefully it's reliable and it serves the customer well. It's called Bespoke. So now we're removing the doors. Always do that before you do any installation, right? It protects the unit. It's lighter and you won't damage anything. Now this unit, you will have to remove the harness. It is under the top door, and you do have to disconnect it before you can remove the door. Otherwise, you will damage the harness. Now, after you remove the harness, make sure you insert back the rubber keeper, and it keeps the wire from falling inside. Now you can remove the door, and we can move forward, getting it on the lift and getting it in. Now, before you can install the unit, you want to get the wire or your cable, get it up. Once the cable is up, then you're able to start to slide the unit in. Now, the cable connection up top, you want to make sure that you put on the keeper, which is a piece of restraint. And what it does, it holds the cable into the box. Now, the unit is in, and what I'm doing right now is checking, and I'm making sure that it is flushed against the wall. And we have a gap. There's a slight gap right there. So you need to use shims. There are shims available, and you can get them under the oven. Now the oven has almost like sections. They're air holes, but what you're going to do, we're going to remove the trim. There's a trim there, and you do need to remove that bottom trim. 3 Phillips screws. Off now, and you can see we have our shims in place. And what the shims, what they're doing is actually raising the front slightly, and when that happens, it tilts the oven back, giving it a nice flushed finish. Now we're checking our hole. If you have those screws to be inserted into the cabinet, you want to make sure that the screw is nice and not too loose and not too small. Otherwise, you could crack your cabinet. So I like to use a scrap piece of wood. just to verify that my screw and my drill are perfect. So now we're drilling the hole, and we're going to be inserting the unit. Now guys, keep in mind, the screws that we're installing shortly, that is only for keeping the unit in place. It is not to be used as a support, meaning the unit needs to be leveled and placed and flushed. Then you put your screws in. All right, so now we're putting on back the bottom trim. Make sure you do that and double check your work. Make sure everything is nice and level and plumb. Now, we're speeding this up as well, and we're putting back the cable. Again, pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you keep red to red, black to black, white to white, and of course the copper, which is the bare copper, that goes with the green. So you want to make sure those are nice and snug. Now, if you need to use a pliers or a channel lock to turn the wire nuts, go ahead and do that. But you want to make sure they're fully tight and secured. And if you're not sure or comfortable working with electricity, just hire an electrician to do this portion of the job. I'll jump back in shortly, just let it play. That's pretty straightforward. And then we're going to be moving on to getting the doors installed on the unit. All right, guys, so now we're just basically taking out the packing, and pretty straightforward. We don't always have to do this, but it's nice to do it for the customer so that everything is just ready to go and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So sometimes you'll have to cut some zip ties that they have. So have like a wire cutter or any kind of razor to cut those zip ties. And be careful, don't drop anything. That's why it's so important you leave the doors off. Right now, something could happen where it could fall on the door and damage the glass. So the last thing to do is to install the doors once everything's done. And pretty straightforward. You do have those tabs. Get them in. And once they're in, you slide it forward. Like I showed, basically the reverse order in the removal. Now you're going to have your cable or harness. Make sure you plug that in. Don't forget. Sometimes it takes a second or maybe once or twice to get those hinge into their location. Now be mindful, guys, when you install the hinge, you want to make sure they're seated. Otherwise, you'll get a false set. And once you close the door, it could fall. So make sure that everything is well secured before you actually release the door. So keep your hand on it and make sure that is in place before you do. I like to start with the top, and that protects anything from falling down to the bottom glass. So basically you start from the top. If something fell, it's not going to damage the bottom glass. But if you started from the bottom and you have an accident, you could actually damage the bottom. So now we have our harness for the top door. Make sure you get that plugged in. And then don't forget to use the keeper or that rubber grommet. And that's going to protect the wire from movement. So don't forget to install that as well. Hopefully I show a close-up, but that's pretty much how you would put it in. Looks good. All right, so now we have, by the way, that is a pretty nice option on this unit. The user, you can open that by the user. I just wanted to show it real quick. And now your bottom lift, and it falls into place. You will feel when it's like a set, and it sets in. Now you can push your tabs forward, and the door is locked. Now you have your tape and all that stuff you need to remove. Now when you close the door, by the way, you just push, and it basically closes it. All right, guys, that covers the installation. All right, thanks for watching.